Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Griefdrums, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at 30 quick-fire tips for the ground floor on Kafe. For those of you that don't already know, I live stream over on Twitch 3 days a week on Thursdays, Fridays and Sundays from around about 8 PM GMT, where we try out all of these different tips and tricks and we try to put them into use to showcase how well they work. Alternatively, you can follow me over on Twitter to keep up to date with everything that's going on the channel. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into today's video. As an attacker, if you come up to the small bakery window and open up this line of sight, you can look all the way through to the prep area, which is a very common thoroughfare. And if it hasn't been reinforced and anyone's trying to hide down behind these counters, it's a real easy kill. Should that be reinforced though, and they aren't down here behind these counters, there is another way you can get rid of them. As an attacker, by vaulting onto the black car over on the right hand side, you can actually use your ACOG, if you've got one, to look over the top of these counters and get a really cheeky, easy kill from someone that's not suspecting to see you over the top of the van. By not fully reinforcing and actually only sealing one half of the wall on the north side of the kitchen, you can actually create a line of sight that looks all the way through to prep should anyone try and come through there. That way, people can play from inside of coats, and you can actually hold this doorway from this side. By pairing this hole up with a hole just to the right of the double door, you can actually use this to look through into small bakery, and I'll go through and put some shots down just to showcase exactly where that's falling. But anyone that's vaulting in through that window is going to get a real nasty headache as they come through there. Now, you do have to be careful of this. It can cut the sight in half if you aren't careful and if you're trying to move around too much. But you can play pretty safely from inside of here to cover the small bakery as and when you need to, should anyone push into there. This is a really nice crossfire that you're setting up with the person inside of coats, and it can be extremely beneficial. The other nice thing about this line of sight is, should you want to, you can actually push further forward and open up the hole a little bit bigger to give you another look into prep. By vaulting up onto the counter in bunker, if you open up the left hand side of the wall about here where I'm shooting, you can actually get another line of sight through into the prep doorway should anyone try and push through there. Alternatively, if you want to fall off to the bomb, you can actually get a pixel behind the bomb to look through the double window that also looks into prep. With all of these respective lines of sight created, you really are creating a kill box within this area. By opening the top right of the wall, you can actually go ahead and create a line of sight that looks through to the main breach should anyone get the wall open from bakery. This also allows for smoke grenades or nitros to be thrown over the top in order to deny any plants. By opening the hatch inside a freezer, you can actually go ahead and drop down onto the ledge just inside of there. From there, you can shotgun out the top of the wall, and if I shoot down low enough, you'll notice that this beam right here is where the top of the reinforcement goes to, and you can actually see quite far through into the VIP area. Because of the height setup of this, anyone that's coming walking through here, you're going to see their feet before they're able to see you, so it can often lead to a few cheeky picks. From inside of the VIP section, by moving over to this wall just here on the west, you can actually go ahead and punch a section of the wall out, which will give you a long line of sight all the way down to the small bakery. And by shooting out these sections on the bar, you can actually create better lines of sight for yourself so that it's not blocked. Another really nice angle to play from the dining room section is just back here behind this half wall. You do have to be careful of this window, but you can get a line of sight onto the double door from the main entrance, and you can also look all the way down with reasonably good cover. Anyone that's moving down this hallway is going to have their full body exposed. Meanwhile, 90% of you is hidden behind cover, so definitely give this a go. Just by the double window to prep, if you move over towards this sack of potatoes just over here, you'll notice you can actually get a vault prompt by looking straight down when you're up against it. If you get the vault prompt, you can actually go ahead and get up onto the potatoes, or whatever they are. I think they're potatoes. Rice. But you can get up to here and you can actually shoot from an unexpected area. In the northwest side of the kitchen, you've got this little counter just over here. Normally you can't get onto this very easily, but by going ahead and destroying the stuff up on this shelf, you can actually get a vault prompt for some reason, which allows you to get up here to place Maestro Evil Eyes up on the wall, or alternatively you could actually just play up here should you need to. When attacking the bakery downstairs, there are a few areas that you need to know about that you probably want to open up. just in front of this metal plate by the green and white train on the left-hand side inside of the train museum. If you open up this section of floor just here, you get a look down into prep itself, so you can take out any defenders that are trying to play in there. Not only that, you can take out any mute jammers or bandit batteries that are on that wall that goes out by the double door to bakery. Alternatively, from this same hole, you can actually look down into the prep window to catch anyone that's playing out just below it. And if you really want to force them over towards that, by moving over to the left and opening up this section just here, you can do the same. If they're tucked in by the fire blanket just there, you can take them out, and the bomb would normally be situated just here. So if they're trying to hide behind that, you can also get them. Another really common place to open up is going to be in front of the middle train, just slightly off to the side. But this section right here looks towards the bins, which is just to the side of the door that comes from prep. By moving through into the mining room and opening up the section of floor just by the window, you get a good line of sight down onto the main wall to be able to take out any bandit batteries or anything like that at a decent angle that's going to protect you somewhat. And by moving through to this section just to the right of the actual mining machine, you can go ahead and open up this section of floor and open the top of that with Buck, and you can get a look all the way down into bunker right to the very back. With this angle, you don't even need to really open it up. As Buck, you can quite honestly just pre-fire it as operators like Sledge after you've taken out the first section of floor, and you will still get picks every now and then. By opening up this section just here, you're going to get a look onto the trash cans just below. This is a common area for defenders when they're hiding down by the Tetris window. I'll open up all of it just so you can see exactly where we are. But that's the Tetris window right at the back of the site, near where we made the hole for looking into bunker. By coming out into the hallway and opening up this section just here, you can actually look towards the double door that goes into the bakery. This can be really handy for pushing people back should they be playing the wall towards whiskey. For those that aren't aware, this bar right here is known as whiskey, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. This double door, if anyone is trying to play this to contest it and the roof opens up above them, it's going to force them back into the site, into the line of sight of other people potentially. Should you want to cover the red stairs, you can actually go ahead and open up this section just in front of here. This is really handy for looking towards Harry Potter, which is directly under the stairs, or alternatively towards the door of coat check if you open just very slightly to the right. Coming through into the fireplace, you kind of want to open this as it allows you a good look down onto the dishes area. The only problem with that is the angles that you get aren't that good and expose your body more than you would like. So as a result, by playing it from the train side instead, you can actually go ahead and open this wall as well, which allows you to look all the way into the back of the freezer should anyone be playing that window, or alternatively look straight down onto the dishes and get a better line of sight onto people. One of the final areas that you're going to want to open up is going to be towards the back of the fireplace hall. By opening this section over here, this is the wall that leads towards this is the freezer wall. So by opening this section up, you can take out any bandit batteries that are down there, or alternatively go ahead and throw a grenade down there to take out any Kaid electroclaws and get that wall open. If you're having trouble clearing out the bunker area, the top of this actually allows for grenades and stuff to go over the top. And if I go ahead and put that over there, I'll then throw a drone over so you can see exactly where that's gone. It's landed just on top of here by the bunker. But by adjusting the trajectory and messing around a little bit, you can pretty much guarantee that it's just going to go over the top of there. And you can either land it inside of the bunker itself down here, or alternatively a bit further over for anyone that's playing by the bomb or by the doorway to freezer. Shields can actually be placed up on top of the Tetris counter to offer a bit more protection should you need it. The only problem with this is obviously from above you can get quite easily taken out, but it's good to know. Shields like this can drastically cut the line of sight that attackers would normally get, especially if you want to play further back into areas like this. And if they've only brought an ace and only have a limited line of sight anyway, this is going to make it that much worse for them if they don't know someone's playing behind it. Once the main wall is open, if you actually come outside and rappel on this wall, you can get really good lines of sight into the site without exposing too much of your body, and you're kind of in a spot where people aren't really going to expect to see anybody. Should anyone get too aggro, you're just going to ruin their day and they won't have even seen it coming. When playing as an attacker, if you move your drone through to the bar area and then towards dining room, you can actually jump up onto this couch, you can jump up onto the side of here, and you can jump your drone up on top of this light. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a Valkyrie camera there just to sort of showcase the sort of angle you get and the view you get. As you can see, it covers pretty much the entirety of the northern side of the map. You can keep an eye on the brown stairs. You can keep an eye on anyone transiting from white stairs, or alternatively the entire long hall and the very bottom of red stairs just down there. Alternatively, you can go ahead and put your drone further under here. Now I'm not going to put it all the way to the back. Just going to chuck it at the front so I can retrieve this camera. But as you can see, you can get a slightly more limited view with a slightly more hidden drone. So it's kind of, you know, 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. If you want your drone to be just set up there, it doesn't stand out too much, but you do get a better view. Obviously, it's a little bit more likely to get shot. If you are playing as Valkyrie, however, by moving over to the left-hand side, just inside of the dining area, you can go ahead and place a camera just up there. And as you can see, it blends in really well, actually. And this gives a really nice line of sight to keep an eye on all of the whiskey area. By placing a camera underneath this table just here out in the hallway, you can actually go ahead and get a good line of sight all the way down to Small Bakery. You're going to see anyone's feet that's moving around inside of there. You can see this coat room just behind me. The bottom of the red stairs, you're going to see anyone and hear them that comes down there. Or alternatively, you can look over towards the whiskey area, which is a good way to keep an eye on the double door just to here. By throwing a camera up inside of this light just to the right of the double door, the light is so bright that it actually hides it really well, yet it still gives a really nice line of sight into the bakery itself. I'm afraid that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully there's something in there that you can take away. Hopefully there's something that you've learned from this. I appreciate that not all of these tips are going to be the most advanced, but I'm trying to cover as wide a degree of skill as possible. So as I say, hopefully there's something you can take away. Make sure to let me know down in the comments what map and site you'd like me to cover next. If you did enjoy the video, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay reckless and relentless.